Everybody, it is Liz with Liz Art Finds. Today we are here with another haul video, and I went back to the DC Big Flea. I bought a couple things online, I did a little thrifting, and I picked up an auction lot. So there's a lot to go through this week, and we will get to that momentarily. The first thing I want to do is go through what sold over on eBay. It was a good week. I had about $100 in profit this week. Some good sales. And let's just go through. So the first thing that sold, remember this guy? Sold so fast. I paid $8.79 for it. It sold for $53.10. I have my whole store on sale this month over on eBay if you want to take a look. I'll be adding things over the next couple weeks. Anyway, so this guy sold, and that was fast. The next thing that sold was this shirt, t-shirt. Crazy Shirt is the brand. They're based in Hawaii, and all of their shirts are dyed with natural dye, and the yellow is made with pineapple. That was kind of fun. So I paid $7.99 for this a year or two ago, and it sold for $15. I finally sold my Redskins jacket. And this was before they changed their name. I paid $7.49 for it. I think when I bought it, they were still the Redskins, I think, maybe. I'm not sure. If not, they had just switched. So I've had this for a while. I paid $7.49. It sold for $22.40, which was cool. This saw blade, this painted saw blade, finally sold. I've had this at least a couple of years. I thought it was so beautifully done when I had found it. It was signed and painted, like hand painted. I just thought it was amazing, and I really thought it would sell for more, and I thought it would sell fast. So I paid too much. I paid $9.99 for it when I bought it. It sold for $16. So this would be a pickup if you find it $5 or less, not a pickup for $10. Which, you know, is kind of disappointing, but it did sell. I sold my Slytherin goblet. I had picked that up recently for $3.99, and it sold for $28.80, so that was exciting. And then the last one that sold is also a recent pickup. I paid $4.12 for it, and it sold for $31.50. So my total profit this week, after all of the fees and shipping and fees, etc., my in-hand profit was $97.52, which is not bad at all. So let's look at this week. I think I'm going to start with the DC Big Flea because I went back like I said I would. And of course I went back to pick up another piece of Mats Jonasson glass because I was just enamored with the piece. I loved the piece I bought and decided I might want to keep it, so I wanted to pick up another one. So, wow, that is reflecting me. Let's see, is there a way you can see it? I keep turning it. Anyway, it's gorgeous. This one has a sticker on it. You know, again, I paid $30. And the average on the sales is around 65. So basically, you can buy two, keep one. I may sell them both. I'm not sure yet. I'm definitely going to be happy with it for a little while and just enjoy it before I sell it. So there was that. And then there was this kid that was selling paperweights. He wasn't really a kid, but to me, he was a kid. He was probably in his early 20s. He was there with his mom. Maybe late teens, but I think early 20s. And he had a tray of paperweights that were all marked at or above resale value, like retail. Like the prices were good, but they were like high for a flea market. And there was one weight that was a Robert Eichholt that on Saturday when I was there, I asked his best price. He had it marked at 78. It was probably worth between 70 and 72. He told me his best price was 72. So I walked away. when I went back, I was like, okay, it's the last day of the show. Maybe he's willing to negotiate a little bit. I asked what his best price was, and he's like, what did I say yesterday? So I'm like, 72. And he's like, I can do 70, but that's the best. And I knew that was retail, and I bought it anyway. I wanted to have some really good quality paperweights for my upcoming paperweight show, which will probably be in May or June. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to happen, over on Niknax.net. But there will be a paperweight sale. There's the glass sale that's going to be coming up like soon, like beginning of April, which hopefully they drop registration soon so I can get in on that. But this is different. This is just paperweights. And I want to have some that are good, like really good. So I bought that. I'll probably sell it for less than what I paid for it. But I look at it like a loss leader, like to excite people about my show. So let me show you. It's so pretty. So this is the Eichholt. Now I'm going to just cover up my ring light so you can see it in all its glory. So this is what it looks like. It glows under black light, but of course I don't have my black light sitting here because it is in my my light box at the moment in the other room. But it glows, especially like that hazy part around it glows nice. It's beautiful. It's signed Robert Eichholt, 1997. And they sell, you know, the solds on these are anywhere from 55 to 75. It's got this glimmery, shimmery thing inside. You probably can't see. It's got this iridescent like dust in there that picks up all different colors when you look at it. So it's just really pretty. So I picked that up. And then while I was there, I picked up this other piece, the same guy. This may or may not be Murano. He wasn't sure. He said at first he thought it was, but then he was leaning toward it not. And it's hard to know. It's controlled bubble. It's controlled bubble with the gold flecks in it, and it's really beautiful. I'm going to show you something cool. There's this, let me turn on my light thing if I can get it to work. Give me a second. Oops, there we go. So I have this little light plate thing, and you can put paperweights on here and see with the light how they look. So it's just so pretty. So there's this guy, and I only paid $30 for this. Value on it, 30 to 34. It could go higher. I mean, if it is Murano, and I need to get that figured out. The listings online are literally all over the place on that one, so it's hard to know. So I am aware that I'm paying way too much for retail, way too much for resale on those two paperweights. I bought them because I want to enjoy them and have a couple things that are wow for that paperweight sale. So that's just my crazy, I guess. And then while we're on paperweights, I also ordered one online on eBay. And again, probably around retail, but I think I can make a little money on it. This one is Caithness, Scotland. It's gorgeous. It's a little guy, but very clear. You know, it's got a very, it's very similar in clarity to the Mats Jonasson pieces. It's signed Caithness, Scotland. Let me turn on my little light thing again. Let's see. Oof, maybe a little too bright. Yeah, it's going to be hard to see. I think it says moon crystal on it. Let me take a look again real quick. Yeah, it says Caithness Moon Crystal Scotland. So this is considered part of the Moon Crystal series. And it's a really pretty weight. So let me see, what did I pay for that guy? I paid $11.25 for it. I think it's worth $18 to $24. So I think there's a little bit of money to be made for that guy. I also ordered another one online, but it hasn't gotten here yet. So we'll save that for next week. Okay, now, once I left the DC Big Flea, I ran around to some thrift stores. So, first thing I found, I went to the the thrift store that benefits the cat and dog rescue. And I picked up a couple of cat figurines. I picked up that guy and this guy. They were each $1.99, and they're each worth around $8 to $12, and they will be in my cat show. This guy is from Taiwan. It's Mary Lee Thompson for Silvestri, I think. This does not have a sticker, but there are some online that do. And then this guy was Lefton, I believe. I'm not 100% on that, but that is what some of the other listings are saying. So both little Asian cats, super cute, be in my cat show, which will be sometime in May. Date to be determined. I'm waiting to see when. I'm waiting to see what the rest of the calendar looks like for May before I decide when I'm going to do that show. Okay, so then I ran over to Savers. I'm going to show you the couple things first. First thing was a paperweight. This is not an expensive paperweight, and it has a chip, which I found out when I got home because, of course, it was under the tag. Anyway, the chip is not very visible. It's on the base here, and it's really, really hard to see, but it's a pretty significant. You can't see it at all, can you? All right, well, there's a little chip in the base, and I paid for this guy $5.60, which is probably a little much. They normally go like 12 to 15 this size, possibly 8 to 12. If there's a lot of people in the room bidding on paperweights, it could go in the 12 to 15 range. With the break on it, I'm thinking 8 to 12. So I won't make a ton of money on that one, but I pick up paperweights for the most part when I see them if they're not too beat up. Then I found this little surfboard. Now I have another one of these, so I need to get them listed. This is for a wine bottle. It's got that tilted bottom, and it perfectly balances. Like if you put a wine bottle in here like this, and it's probably not going to work with my water bottle, but it basically perfectly balances on the table. So it's a pretty decor piece, and I actually like this one better than the other one that I have. This has a nice little toucan and flowers, and it's really pretty. What's funny is people have them listed as just a hanging decoration. I don't think some of the people that are listing them, I don't think they realize that these are for wine bottles. So anyway, I picked that up. I paid $3.19 for him. It's a really nice piece of wood. It's really got some beautiful inlay. Worth only 10 to 15, but I should be able to make $10 or so on that guy. Then I turned the corner and it was this moment. I have them on occasion, and I found this pair of bookends. Now, hold on, just give me a sec. These are burl wood bookends. Let's see if I can get them so you can see how beautiful they are. Oh my gosh. Okay, so they're burl wood. It's just a beautiful burl. I'm not sure which direction it's supposed to go, but look at that. That's all natural. And these are just cleaned up and made into bookends. And they're beautiful. That's the bottoms. They put little felt feet on them. They're not signed, but just really, really beautiful. So I paid $12.78 because they were marked each separately. They each had their own price, which was weird. So $12.78 together. But the solds on these are between $60 and $85. So I will get these listed fairly soon because all these things, like I said, that sell more than $50, I want to get them up sooner rather than later. So I'll try to get those up in the next week or so over on eBay. All right, then I participated in an auction over on Whatnot, which is another selling platform like Niknax. There's one of the people that I follow did a glass show. And I picked this up because, number one, I couldn't see it that well. So had I known that there was like a tear in the, and this is underneath, is it? Or is it on top? I have absolutely no idea. This is dichroic, like it's a strip of dichro, which is that iridescence. So, you know, when you look at it this way, it looks green. When you look at it this way, it looks pink. look at it this way, it's kind of yellowish. I mean, it's like it really picks up the light and reflects different colors. So I thought that was really cool. The company, the brand is called Glitzy Glass. What's interesting to me is the person that sold it to me lives in Ohio, I think, or Indiana, or somewhere in that Midwesty area. The artist is here near me in Washington, DC. The company is called Glitzy Glass. It's signed on the back, it's signed Glitzy Glass. The artist is Nancy Wasserman. She has moved more of her stuff over to Judaica. So a lot of menorahs, which are the fancy candelabras for the holiday of Hanukkah. She's got the little mezuzahs, which go on your door as kind of to bless your home. I don't see many things or anything like this on her site right now. There's also a weird spot here where the glass is clear rather than blue. So this, to me, this says this is an early piece. So I want to reach out to her and see what I can learn about this since she is local to me. So I will get back to you guys and let you know if I'm able to connect with her. So anyway, this is Nancy Wasserman right here. And she started Glitzy Glass. Let's see, it doesn't say. It basically, she did a lot of other art type things. She said her grandfather made a living as a gold jewelry engraver. And she began work as a Bauhaus trained potter, which she did for 2 decades, so that's 20 years. And then she owned a craft gallery, and then she went back to learning about glass, and she does fused glass now. So fascinating woman. So I got to learn more about her. Did I pay a little much? Yeah, it was $14. I paid the $14. It's worth $14 to $18. You know, maybe 24 on a good day, but it honestly has a lot of imperfections, artist imperfections. And it's hard to know if this dichro is like on the surface of the glass or if it's underneath a layer. It almost feels like it's on the surface, which would account for some of that scratching, you know, that removal of the iridescence in that area. So anyway, Glitzy Glass, Nancy Wasserman, there's that. Okay, then I'm a little out of sequence here, but you get the idea. I picked up a couple things, same day actually, I picked up a couple things at another place, one of which was a great pickup, one of which was a pickup. So this is a company, this is a tile, Trivet tile. It's signed on the back GE, and then it says copyright 2003, and the artist is Richie Watts. Okay, so Richie Watts started a company called The Good Earth Pottery. There are 3 companies currently called either Good Earth or The Good Earth Pottery in the US. So it's kind of hard to figure it all out. He started in South Carolina. He partnered with someone and they have gone into a lot more production work. It's just not clear to me if he's still in South Carolina or if he moved south. Because there is another potter in North Carolina that goes by Good Earth. There's a pottery collab in Bellevue, Washington that goes by The Good Earth. That is a whole bunch of different artists that kind of share gallery space and create products. I read somewhere that Richie Watts' production facility is somewhere in Mississippi or Louisiana. So it's just really hard to figure it out. But anyway, I did find a picture of him from when he did a show in North Carolina in 2008. So that is Richie Watts in 2008. So yeah, I don't have a lot more to say about that, but I paid 99 cents for this piece, and it is worth more than that. Do I know how much exactly? No, because all of the solds I found are for larger pieces. Like they're all plates and platters and things like that. And those are all like 18 to 24. So I think probably 12 to 18 on this. Let me just see what I wrote here. I wrote, losing my mind. I wrote 18 to 24 actually, but I think it's probably 12 to 18 on that. And then I picked up a couple of brass plates, and these I probably could have left. They were pretty filthy, and I cleaned them up a little bit. And they're still pretty filthy. So they are weathered brass. There are two that are pretty much the same. They're a lotus pattern. It says on the back, handmade solid brass lacquered, made in Italy, which is the reason I picked them up, because they say made in Italy on them. What's the word, condition is not that great. So the ones that were sold online, the condition was better. And I paid a little much because, again, these were marked each. So for the pair, it was $13.98. I think a pair sold for $25 recently. They were in better condition. So I don't know. They're probably worth about what I paid for them, maybe a little bit more. So I'll try listing them higher and see what happens. And hopefully that will come down. So now I have recorded this video a few times and started over, and I don't remember if I showed you guys the Caithness yet. I think I did. We're going to move on. It's next on my list. That's why I'm like, oh, I forgot to check it off. Okay, so then the next thing was the auction. So on Thursday, there's an online auction that closes on Thursdays. It's about 20 minutes from me, 25 minutes from me. And they had a lot of cats this week, a lot of cats. So I bought 4 different auction lots, and we'll do the other 3 next week, but I wanted to go through one of the lots with you today because there's a really valuable thing that I got. All the other lots also each had one valuable thing in the lot, but turned out to be broken. So we'll go through all that next week, but let's go through this first lot. I paid $14 total for the lot of 9 pieces, okay? And I'm probably going to save the best one for last, and we'll talk about that. So we'll just kind of go through them. So this piece was in the lot. It is a tea caddy. The company is Melesna, manufactured by Lanka Porcelain in Sri Lanka. So this is from Sri Lanka. It is for your tea. Okay, they basically store it in here. And these guys I paid, so basically $14. I split it amongst the 9 things. So it was $1.55 for each thing, except some of them were $1.56 to make the math work, but just around $1.50-ish each. And these sell on the resale market in this condition for $8 to $12. If you have the box and it's new, they're selling $15 to $18. But $8 to $12, he's in great condition, so that was cool. And it sounds like he's got some tea in him, so I gotta check that out. I may have to empty him. Okay, so there's that. Then there was this really cute little ceramic wood duck, and he's got a lint brush on the bottom. So he is actually a lint brush, and he's got his sticker on him. He's made in Japan, made in Taiwan, and it says Jasco, Jasco, copyright, patent pending. And it's a little lint brush in the shape of a duck. So it's a wood duck. He's so cute. He's so cute. So yeah, and they're worth $8 to $12 as well. And again, I paid $1.55. So that was cool, but there's 7 more things. So then there was this, I told you there were some cats. This one had a couple of cats. This is a cat planter. It is made in China, has a little sticker, but he's got a cute little face and cute little tail, and he's a planter. So you could put a succulent in him or an air plant, and if you're a cat lover, this is the guy. So again, 8 to 12 on the value for him, and I paid $1.55 on average, $1.56. Then there was this little goose. And what was so funny is there were all these things, and the auction house does this thing where they focus in on, when it has a grouping, they focus in on like one thing and they take a million pictures of it. And for some reason in this grouping, it was this goose. This is not a valuable goose. It says made in occupied Japan. So that one was, I mean, it's an old goose. It was made between 1945 and 1952, because that is when Japan was occupied. So he's an old goose, but he's not a particularly valuable goose. Another $8 to $12 figurine item. Okay, so there's that. Then there were these little mini frogs. They're so cute. They're so cute. They're little ceramic froggies. Not Wade Whimsies. They're bigger than a Wade. I don't know who made them. I would call this 6 to 12 on the resale on these guys. Again, I got $1.55 into them. So they're just cute little guys. The next piece in here is this little glass panda. He's got some flowers inside him. So he is like a little mini paperweight or figurine. Definitely made in China or Taiwan. Nope, China. Kind of tells me right there. So yeah, he's made in China. Yeah, not a ton of value with him. He's worth, let's see, I wrote it down here. Oh, I wrote him as Weird Bear. 8 to 12 on him. So yeah, maybe even as low as 6, but it's kind of interesting, but not worth a ton. But he's in really good condition. Okay, then there's this Man on a Donkey, and this is vintage Polino USSR porcelain. So this one is made in Russia, USSR, sorry. So I'm not exactly sure which current country, but it's made during the time that it was USSR. And again, 8 to 12, and I noted here some higher because there are some listed and sold a little bit higher. The average on them is around 8 to 12, and it's got a marking on the bottom. I don't know what that marking is. Okay, now my two favorite pieces in this lot. They basically said this was all ceramic and porcelain, and then we had that little glass bear, and lo and behold, we have a Murano bird. Now, if he did not have a broken beak, he would be worth a lot of money. His beak, it's just the tip. And you know, it's funny, I had this same bird that with worse break, and that sold for $12. It was different colors. Now this one has the gold in it. It's got all that gold flake in it. And the break is not that bad. It's just a tippy tip of the beak. You can see it right there. It's a teeny little piece that broke off. And this is one of the doves. So if you look them up, typically they were sold in pairs. This is a single. If you were in perfect condition, they sell around 100-ish, 125, because it's around $250 for the pair and the solds, if you look over on Worth Point. I don't know how much he will sell for. At least 12, because I got 12 for one that was actually in worse condition. So 18 to 24 would be my guess on him. If he were in perfect condition, he would be over $100. So it's possible it may go up. It's also possible I may try to polish this. I would still need to disclose that, but I'm debating. if I can figure out a way to do it. Like the hand polish just won't work on that. I would need something that goes a little bit faster. I may just leave it as is and let the final buyer figure that out. So anyway, I was really excited there was a Murano bird in there. And that's not even the best piece. So, best piece. I call him Senor Cat. Okay. Oh my God, he's so good. He's so good. So he's antique. He's old. He's like really old. I mean, you can tell, just look at the bottom of that. It is really old. Look at all the crazing in there. So this is an antique Persian Qajar. That's not right. Hang on, I wrote it down. Qajar Dynasty pottery, colorful figural molded cat sculpture. I don't know. It's Persian. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's like these sell for a lot of money, like a lot of money. Not like thousands, a lot of money, but more than $1.56. So someone worth point without this beautiful, like this is beautifully decorated. Some of the other ones are kind of more muted, I guess, and not as significantly decorated. Now this guy does have some chipping on the base. Now what happened, I'm just noticing here, is the glaze went all the way down in the kiln. And so in order to lift it out of the kiln, it looks like some of the glaze did break off in a couple places. So it's not perfect, okay? But he's otherwise perfect. Like, he's amazing. So the worth point ones were in the 250 to 300 range. So I may actually start him at 300 on eBay and just drop it as needed as time goes on. If I put him up this month, he'll go in automatically at 270 if I list him at 300 because I've got a 10% sale happening right now. There are some that sold for $45 to $60, but they again were much more plain. I think he's going to be just north of $100 when all is said and done. I think I'll probably end up around 125 with him. Look at that bell. I mean, he's got a bell around his neck. This is just so good. It's so good, you guys. It's so good. So he's going to start, I'm probably going to start him in my cat sale just so I can share it with everybody. I don't know that he'll sell in my cat sale because I will start him at a pretty high price for an auction. If he sells in my cat sale, that's fantastic. If he does not sell in my cat sale, he will be over on eBay at some point and he will be listed high. But look at that. They even have like the bell and then they have like the little knot in the rope where they tied his little bell on. Like, oh my gosh, you guys, he's just so good. He's so good. So this is the reason I bought this lot. I paid $14, like I said, for the lot. Just this guy alone will definitely, I mean, I think possibly even just 10 times it, you know. The whole lot together will definitely 10 times. I mean, we should be easily at $140 with everything, possibly more. So I'll let you know once that all sells, but it's going to be throughout the year in different sales. But anyway, this was, I think, the find of the week. I mean, the burl wood bookends were a pretty cool find as well. And obviously, you know, the Mats Jonasson little paperweight, it just makes me smile. It makes me, I don't know why those little things make me smile so much, but they make me smile. So yeah, it was a good week. It was a good week. So just a little note, next week I am probably gonna put my video up early. I mean, I won't post it early. I'll probably record it early. It'll be the rest of the auction stuff and a couple other thrift finds. I'm having a minor surgical procedure this week and I'm just not sure if I'll be up to, I mean, it's just a little, this thing here that needs to come off. So anyway, I just don't know if I'll be recording next weekend. I'll probably record it before that. That's all. I will see you next weekend. Have a wonderful week, everybody. I did not tell you what my totals are. I need to do that. So my total spend this week was high. I spent $195.77. 100 of that was those 2 paperweights over at DC Big Flea, where I paid $70 and $30 for the two weights. So if you count those, I spent $195.77. The value of everything, very conservatively estimated, is around 500, which would be like 2.6x, 2.6 times. And that, again, if I were to take those 2 paperweights out, that ratio would go significantly higher. So yeah, so that was the week. Have a great week, everybody. I will talk to you next week. And I think that's all. Thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe and share. Tell all your friends. Still hoping to grow the channel. So have a wonderful, wonderful week, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.